Michael, how you doing? Yeah,
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
excellent. We can play the game of clicking the button and letting people in. Hey, Sandra, how you
Hey
doing?
there, I'm doing good.
Good, good. Jeremy, good to see you again.
Great. Thank you for having me here, Joe.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to hear how everyone's doing. I got some inspiration for you guys today. So as you guys know, our training usually goes a little bit of motivation, inspiration, because we all can use that. Then we'll go into some general Q&A that you guys might have, and then we can dive into some specifics, kind of with the last hour. So I am, in the interest of time, going to dive in and get started. We may have a few other people joining us as we go. But if you guys are ready to go, give me a big giant thumbs up. Or if you're really ready, give me 2 thumbs up. If you're really ready, give me some like rah, you're good to go. All right, good. All right, so I'm going to start off with a clip that I have shown for years in my coaching career. This to me really sums up some really great coaching and some really phenomenal participation. So I'm going to share my screen here. You'll have to give me a thumbs up and let me know if you can hear the video when I start playing it, and then we're gonna go through this. So give me a thumbs up if you can hear.
So, Coach, how strong is Westview this year?
A lot stronger than we are.
You already written Friday night down as a loss, Brock?
Well, not if I know we could beat them.
Come here, Brock. You too, Jeremy.
What, am I in trouble now?
Not yet. I want to see you do the death crawl again, except I want to see your absolute best.
What, you want me to go to the 30?
I think you can go the 50.
50. I can go to the 50 if nobody's on my back.
I think you can do it with Jeremy on your back. But even if you can, I want you to promise me you're going to do your best.
All right.
Your best.
Okay.
You going to give me your best?
I'm going to give you my best.
All right, one more thing. I want you to do it blindfolded.
Why?
Because I don't want you giving up at a certain point when you could go further. Get down. Jeremy, get on his back. Now get a good tight hold, Jeremy. All right, let's go, Brock. Keep your knees off the ground, just your hands and feet. There you go. A little bit left. A little bit left. I bet he does. There you go. Show me good effort. That way, Brock. You keep coming. There you go. It's a good start. A little bit left. A little bit left. There you go, Brock.
All right, we're going to kind of do play by play while this is going on. I'll try to keep it so that not everybody is in tears this time. So we'll break it up. But
Thank you.
what's going on in this clip? You guys, this is a participatory moment. What's going on in this clip? Any of you seen this before? No one's seen this? All right, you guys are going to be moved by this, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. But what's going on in this clip so far?
I mean, he's challenging him to see how far he can go. I like that he doesn't have his senses, so I bet he goes further than he thinks he can.
We're going to find out. That's to be seen. What else? What any other observation? What else is going on in this?
Well, the coach was trying to fix him from, they're up against an opponent that is obviously a stronger opponent, and he's already giving up before they even have the game. And so his coach is trying to show him that just because the other opponent's better doesn't mean that you can't beat them.
That's a spot. That's like, damn, son, that's some good input right there, Jeremy. So you've got Brock, who's the athlete who's down, kind of with Jeremy crawling on his back, and you've got the coach here that's motivating him. Jeremy, you hit the nail on the head. So Brock is one of the leaders of the team. He's kind of one of the captains, and he's phoning it in. He's like, they obviously, we didn't see it in the clip, but they've been doing this death crawl, probably with nobody on their back. They're just going. And he's like, I think you can go to the 20. And he's like, I think you can go to the 50 if you want to. He's like, I can do it if I don't have anyone on my back. And I love this moment. I love this moment that the coach says, I think you can go to the 50. But he's like, I don't want you to see where you're at, because I don't want you to quit just because you hit some artificial point. What did the coach ask for? Does anybody remember? What did the coach ask for?
Do your best.
to give
Your
me
best.
your best.
Mm.
I want you to give me your best. How many times do we feel this way? We got a freaking giant sized opponent that we're going up against. We literally feel like we have no hope, and we kind of just phone it in. It's like, all right. So, and it's obviously, you know, sports is such an easy analogy to use with this because there's this physical combat, especially football. But when you look at this, so there's such incredible dynamics. What else is going on in this from my observation standpoint is you got a bunch of the team kind of sitting on the sidelines. Now, as we watch this, I really want you to pay attention. There are some things that happen, the dynamics of the people who are observing this lesson. This is not a physical lesson that's being taught. This is a mental lesson that's being taught. All right, so let's keep going.
Good strength. That's it, Brock. That's it.
Not at the 20 yet.
Forget the 20. You give me your best. You keep going. That's it. No, don't stop, Brock. You got more in you than that.
I ain't done. Just resting a second.
You got to keep moving. Let's keep moving. Let's go. Don't quit till you got nothing left. There you go. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving, Brock. That's it. You keep driving. Keep your knees off the ground. Keep driving it. Your very best. Your very best. Your very best. Keep moving, Brock. That's it. That's it. That's it. Keep going. Don't quit on me. Keep going. Keep driving it. Keep your knees off the ground. That's it. Your very best. Don't quit on me. Your very best. Keep driving. Keep driving. There you go. There you go. That's it. You keep driving. Keep your knees off the ground. Keep driving it. Don't quit till you got nothing left. Keep moving, Brock.
All right, what's going on now? What's transpiring?
The guys on the sideline are taking note. They look like they're in awe of what's going on. They can't believe it.
Yeah, remember in the beginning they were kind of all chuckling and laughing. You know, they're like, "Oh, what? Like, give me a break." I bet they've never seen anybody even go this far, right? And all of a sudden, through Brock's action, and not through his sheer power, right? Because power is going to fail us, but through his sheer will and determination, they are inspired. So the people who, how many of you guys have felt that? Have you ever felt that in your life where you are the one who instigates inspiration to the people around you, where people look at you and they go, holy shit, who the hell does she think she is? Whoa, what her? What got into him, right? Have you ever had those moments? If you haven't, I encourage you to try it. Be Brock. Be the one who's committed. It honestly, it doesn't matter if he collapses at the 49-yard line, right? He's got this thing on and he's just giving it his all. Let's keep going.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Keep going. I want everything you got. Come on, keep going. It hurts. Don't quit on me. Your very best. Keep driving. Keep driving. There you go. There you go.
He's heavy.
I know he's heavy.
I'm out of strength.
Then you negotiate with your body to find more strength, but don't you give up on
It's
me,
called,
Brock. You
oh
keep-
shit, there's your coach, right? Crawling on the field with you, right in your ear, right? We kind of saw this last week too. It's like, all right, like now I'm there with you. I see the effort you're putting in. Coach didn't get down until he knew he needed to get down. So who do you have in your life who's crawling there with you, who's doing the work with you, right? Is coach carrying the weight? Nope, he's not. Does coach have the blindfold on? Nope, he doesn't. Is he right there with him every step of the way? Yes, he is. You've got to have somebody who's in your corner who's got you like this. Michael, you can do this. I know you're tired. I know you just put in 80 calls. I know you got another 40 in you. Let's go, man. Give it everything you got. You got to have that person in your corner, right? If that's Metagrowth, we're here for you. Show up and do the work. Your coach is going to be right there with you. Okay, let's keep going.
Keep going, you hear me? You keep going, you're doing good, you keep going. Do not quit on me, you keep going. It hurts. I know it hurts, you keep going. You keep going, it's all hard from here. 30 more steps, you keep going, Brock. Come on, keep going. Burn, and let it burn. Ours are burning. It's all hard, you keep going, Brock. Come on, keep going. You promised me your best. Don't stop, keep going. Too hard. It's not too hard, you keep going. Come on, Brock, give me more. Give me more. Keep going. 20 more steps. 20 more. Keep going, Brock. Give me your best. Don't quit. No. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. Brock Kelly, you don't quit. Keep going. Keep going. Go, Brock Kelly. You don't quit on me. No, you keep going. You keep going. Go, Brock. 10 more steps. 10 more. 10 more. 10 more. Keep going. Don't quit. Give me yours. You can. You can. 5 more. 5 more. Come on, Brock. Come on. Don't quit. Don't quit. Come on, Brock. 2 more. 1 more.
All right, what's going on? Did you hear what he said? That's got to be the 50. That's got to be the 50. What's going on right here?
I feel like he went above and beyond the 50. I feel like he definitely did more than what he expected himself to do.
Wait, like, right? I mean, he. Do you all get the sense that he gave everything inside of him? Like, you know, arms collapsing in fatigue, like he's like face in the grass, like, you know, breathing in, inhaling the fumes from the grass. Like that was just about as much, you know, human exertion as you can do. Michael, I think you hit a nail on the head. Like he gave everything he had. Here's a question for you. Did the 50-yard line even matter?
Oh,
Not in this case. Not in this case. So some of us tend to be very goal-oriented human beings. Set a target, and I don't quit until I hit that target. So one of the questions, you know, at Metagrowth, one of our core values is excellence. And one of the sub-core values is being a meta performer. Stop asking the question, how do I be the top salesperson? How do I be number one? How about this? How do I be the best that I can be? Whatever that is. Because you could be the top salesperson, but not achieve your full potential. You can be the top salesperson, but not accomplish your full potential. So the question I encourage you to ask yourself each and every day when you wake up, right? You have lots of options. Number one, you don't have to wake up. There's no boss screaming down your neck like you got to be at work at 8 o'clock. There's none of that. So you have an option. Am I going to sleep in? Am I get an extra few winks? You know, am I going to hit snooze another time? Yes, you can. But is your purpose to hit snooze a few more times? You can sleep in. Is your purpose in life to sleep in? You can goof off. You can watch Netflix. You can do whatever you want. Is your purpose to do that? My guess is no. Part of the reason you're on this call is because you want to be the best that you can be. For a lot of different reasons. I don't know all of your internal motivations, what's actually driving you, but you better answer that question for yourself. Why am I even doing this? And if you can come up with a compelling answer for yourself, it will motivate you, just like Brock here with the blindfold on, to give your best. Okay, so now you see what the result was.
Look up, Brock. You're in the end zone. Brock, you are the most influential player on this team. If you walk around defeated, so will they. Don't tell me you can't give me more than what I've been seeing. You just carried a 140-pound man across this whole field on your arms. Brock, I need you. God's gifted you with the ability of leadership. Don't waste it.
Coach?
Can I count on you?
Yes. Coach?
What is it, Jeremy?
I weigh 160.
Got to have the comedic relief there. He's like, you carried a 140-pound man on your back. Is that coach? Hey, coach, I'm 160. I think if I didn't have that comedic relief in there, I'd cry every time watching this. So you guys tell me what's going on in this clip, and I want you to draw it home for yourself. So let's leave the observation of this external clip and let's start to drive this home. What's this telling you about yourself?
Don't give up. I like
You
that
can do more than you think.
I like that he keeps saying, give me your best. Give me your best. So it's something you just have to do every single day.
Let's play a quick game. I'd like for you to raise your hand if you believe you're achieving your full potential. I'd like you to raise your hand if you feel like you're even accomplishing 50% of your full potential.
Mhm.
So this is a lot of dialogue that goes on in Metagrowth is, and I had this conversation with a few leaders at Metagrowth yesterday. And I asked them, I said, you give me the percentage. When you show up in the world, when you show up in front of another human being, what percentage of the full version of what you have to offer the world are you bringing? And one of the top performing people at Metagrowth, one of my close friends, he said, I've got to be brutally honest. I think I'm bringing about 5% of what I've got. And I think that was a brave answer. I think that was a really brave answer for him to say, because it's a recognition of two things. One is I can step up. And two is I have a lot to bring this world. I have a lot to bring to this world. So let's take a moment and play a little game. And I'd like you guys to analyze this on a day-to-day basis. I mean, daily, consistently. What percentage do you believe you are bringing to the world of what you have to offer, of your full potential? What percentage would you say you're bringing?
I'm going to say probably about 20%, I think.
I'd have to agree. 15 to 20% a day.
Thanks, Jeremy. 20%. Sandra, you're on mute, Sandra.
If I had to say an average, I would say around 20% too. I mean, there's some days I feel like I'm at 50% and other days I feel like I'm at 2,
Yeah, I hear you. So here's a couple of moving questions, I hope, for you guys. Two questions specifically, and then I'm going to end this kind of training time with a poem that I think you guys probably have heard before, but it always bears repeating. So the two questions are, what would it take to go from X percent, if it's 20%? What would it take to go from 20% to 30%? Not to 100%. How do I grow inch by inch? It is a cinch. Yard by yard, it's hard. Right? So how do I go from 20% to 30%? How do I make an incremental step in progress? So that's question number one. Question number two, what would happen if I was bringing 100%? God, man, what would be possible if I brought 100% of me to the planet? Those are important questions for you to ask of and answer for yourselves. So that might be some homework for you to work on. So I'm gonna read you a poem. It's been around for a long time. Very powerful poem. It's called "Our Deep Fear" by Marianne Williamson. It's a little bit long, but I believe it's very powerful and worth bearing. So, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so others won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So that poem has meant the world to me for a long time. I had it up on my vision board for a very long time because I did feel trapped. I kind of felt like, if I just am full, if I'm all of who Joe can bring, then other people are going to feel, small or inadequate or whatever. I just encourage you to bring it. Bring everything that you've got every single day, unrelentingly, right? With no apologies. Be the fullest version of who you specifically are. When you choose to make those incremental steps to growth, literally, the people around you are going to ask that question. What got into them? And they're going to want the same thing. You're going to be that inspiration, just like Brock inspired all those people around him on the field to be better, to be greater. Just like he did that, you're going to do that. And oh, by the way, in the process, you're going to make a metric shit ton of money is what's going to happen. It's a measurable amount, right? If you will show up, if you will bring the fullest version of who you are, if you will give everything you've got, your best, bring your best every single day, you will change the axis of planet Earth. I mean, you can make things happen that are almost unbelievable if you choose to do that. It's an internal choice that you get to make every single day. So that's how I want to end our time. And the last question that I'll ask is, and this is something you need to think about and ponder. I don't want this, hey, rah, like, let's go kind of response. I want you to deeply ponder this question. And at some point in our conversation, you can drop in the chat if you're willing to give your best. If you're willing to give your best, I want you to drop in the chat when you've pondered this, if you're willing to do that. If you are, say, I'm going to give my best. You can drop that in the chat when you feel so committed to do that. Make sense? Good stuff?
Mhm.
All right, let's dive in. So we're going to open kind of the next roughly 30 minutes up for just straight up Q&A, general Q&A that you might have. It could be about Metagrowth prospecting formula. It could be about sales in general. And then we'll shift into more specific scenarios. So we'll kind of general Q&A to start with, and then very, very specific things. At any point, if anyone has a meeting they need to jump off to or go, you guys give me a little heart and a peace out, and you can take off. You won't ever hurt my feelings. So let's dive in. What questions do you guys have? I mean, we could sit here and just like lovingly stare at each other,
Typically, what does the day-to-day look like? Like I know you said making 50 calls or 80 calls. I guess for the successful people, what does the typical day-to-day look like as far as calls and things of that nature? Great question.
I've had the good fortune of coaching a lot of people. It's in the thousands at this point, tens of thousands of hours of coaching salespeople ready to go. Jeremy, I love it, man. Ready to give 100%. Here's what it looks like. It's a systematic approach to a large volume of people. As a salesperson, it's going to be very difficult to succeed with any low volume sales. All right, the more contact you have, what they say, the harder I work, the luckier I seem to get. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that moment where opportunity meets preparation. I love that definition of luck. It's where opportunity meets preparation. So what that looks like for a salesperson is at a absolute bare minimum is 2 hours per day of uninterrupted hardcore prospecting. Awesome, Sandra. I know you're ready to give it. That's awesome. So 2 hours a day at a minimum of hardcore prospecting. This could be doing prospect research if your sales process requires more in-depth research. This is going to also include follow-up that you have with people. So you all should have some cadence or some sequence that you're following for every person. I remember there was a salesperson that I was working with about a year ago, as a matter of fact, and she was really stuck. She was like not quite making, a lot of money. She was doing some of the work, but she felt haphazard. It was like, I don't really know what I'm doing every day. She's kind of showing up and doing some things. And the question that really enlightened me as to where she was stuck is she said, how do I know when to stop following up with a prospect? That's certainly a fair question. I said, when you reach the end of your sequence. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, you have a sequence of activity that you're to do. Your job is to take people down through that sequence. So it's call 1, voice message 1, email 1, call 2, Loom video 1, right? All this, this progression of activity that you do. Your job is to use your skills, enhance and utilize your skills to move them to the next stage in the process, which might be appointment set. And once you have an appointment, you're going to conduct appointment number 1. If there's a second or a third or a fourth appointment in your series, you're going to use your skills to navigate down that. So you use the activity sequence to go down through that, and then use your skills to move them over. And it was like I showed her, fire for the first time. It was like, whoa, like this is a thing. So, and she had remembered that in her training, but she forgot and was not implementing it. And I'm telling you, as sure as the sun came up this morning and will set this evening, the moment that sunk in for her, she knew what to do with every single prospect. She knew exactly where they were in the sequence, and she started following that. And she was able to take her prospect load from like 50 potential prospects to 100 to 150. And then at some point she kind of met her threshold, and it's like, I can't do the sequence on a consistent enough basis to keep this. So I think she maxed out somewhere around like 200 prospects that she was working with at the same time, kind of working through the sequence. And she went from making maybe $2,000 or $3,000 a month to consistently $12,000 to $16,000 a month. And that happened in a very short period of time. You guys, if you've been on these calls before, I will always say this: the work you do today will impact your pocketbook 90 days from now, typically. Unless you have a very, very short sales cycle, the work you do today will impact your pocketbook about 90 days from today. So you're investing in literally the activity you do today is an investment into your future. It's an investment into your success. So Michael, to specifically answer your question, 2 hours of hardcore prospecting every day, without exception, no failure points every day.
Sure.
Follow your sequence so that salespeople, it's the worst thing in the world is for us to show up and have to think. Because what we do, candidly, what we do is not necessarily hard physically to do, but it can be mentally draining, right? How much rejection can a human being possibly take? Well, all that there can be, right? Every time you hear no, you celebrate, because that's one no closer to the yes. So that's what I mean by it's a contact sport. Get out there, do activity, be innovative. Sandra last week came with some really, really great ideas. And I can't wait to hear an update from you, Sandra, but she had some really innovative ideas about the way that she was approaching people. And holy shit, all of a sudden it's like, oh, that's the code. That's the code that unlocks so that's kind of, I think, what you're looking for, Michael, is commit to that time every single day without exception. If you have time, it should be 4 hours or 6 hours a day. Like if you don't have appointments that are happening, that's what give me your best means, is like exhaust all resources. You can make the world turn on its axis if you will commit to do the work. So if it's 6 hours, you're finding good prospects, follow that sequence, and then be innovative in your approach and go, oh, because when you do 2 hours a day minimum of prospecting, you get to try a lot of different things, and you try it intentionally. You go, oh, okay, when I do this, or when I say this seems to work even better. So, we used to say, like, you just got to eat the phones. That's really not a thing anymore, because everything is like, digital, but it's like the most successful people spend some part of their career eating the phone. And then you generate enough money to where you can hire people to eat the phone for you, right? You're all are independent contractors, which means you can get the work done however you want. You're a business owner. This is your business that you own. So if you say, I'm going to hire somebody at minimum wage to make those calls for me and set up appointments, go get it. Make it happen. So usually what that looks like is you spend a period of time, one of my favorite kind of personalities in the marketing world is Gary Vaynerchuk. And he's like, are you willing to eat shit for 2 years so that you can live like no one else? Like, it's a good question. Not everyone's cut out for it. So is that a good, does that give you what you need for today?
Yeah, it definitely does. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Good. And if you are following the Metagrowth prospecting formula, which is, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, We Connect as, automating those outreaches, then Loom video connections with every new person that comes into your world, that's kind of the core of it, personalized outreach. Go find your ideal prospects. You've got to know who those people are. Know with certainty, this is who they are. This is what wakes them up at 2 a.m. and keeps them up until 3 a.m. Right? If you can answer that question, you can go get your target market, have a compelling message to get in front of them, and then engage with them. Okay.
Got it.
All right. What else? What other questions you guys got? How else can I help you?
I got something to share.
Share away.
I'd like to share my screen.
Go for it.
Hold on, where did I go? Okay. Everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, I want to do some posts on LinkedIn, and I came across this. Someone else was doing this, and I thought it was a genius idea to set up meetings. So I just wanted to share with everybody. But I love how they start this off saying, this is bookable sessions, a great way to first, just read the top part where it says great first step to find out how you can improve your project. And this can apply to anything that we're selling. But it was such a great, fresh way to set up a meeting. I want to do something like this, but I'm not very good at posting stuff on LinkedIn. Do you have any suggestions, or is this something where I can go back to my company and ask for help, or what do you suggest?
Yeah, I'm certain that you can. And I want to acknowledge, way to go, Michael. I'm excited to see what 100% looks like. So yes, I would let them know, hey, do you guys have anything like this? Connect with them and say, hey, do we have anything like this? If not, there's a free tool called Canva. And Canva is a really, really easy way to create these kind of posts. They have templates, they have all kinds of stuff. So that might be worth exploring if you're going to do a little bit of this on your own too. So I'd certainly, I'd be ready to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the
Andrew,
commercials.
way to go, man. 100%. Can't wait to see it.
So let me take it off share then.
Yeah, or actually, if you keep sharing, Sandra, just go to canva.com, and I'll show you how you know what we're gonna do. You're gonna go to canva.com. You're gonna create one, and you're gonna post it on LinkedIn right now, and we're all gonna be here and help you.
Okay.
So you can go to click on social media. You see that little, click on that. You can choose whatever you want. I don't know if they have any specifically for LinkedIn, but if you scroll to the right, there's a little arrow that goes to the right.
Everybody's in the way. Hold on.
I know it's.
Okay, let's see. No, they just got.
So it looks like, it doesn't look like they have anything. Yeah, they don't have anything for that. You can just click on Facebook, for example, and what it's going to do, it's going to pull up a little, this is going to be what like a Facebook post looks like. You can click skip tour, and then you can choose any of these that kind of grab your attention. I would encourage you to do your best to keep within the parameters of, what your company colors and logo and that kind of stuff is. But any of those, can, if they grab your attention, just click on it and I'll show you how simple it is.
If I can find one with a little pig, that would be good. Let's see.
I will tell you that typically yellow, like think of like a stop, not a stop sign, but a caution sign yellow is an attention grabber. Like it literally stops people's brains and causes them to focus on it. So bright yellow is usually,
that was
good. Something like that. Or there was like a pink one with,
and there was a pink and yellow one.
Yeah, like that. That's cool. So just click on that and you'll see it automatically drops everything over there.
It's got shopping on it.
Yeah, just click on that and hit delete.
Oh.
So click on that and hit delete, and then that will erase that image.
think it's asking me to sign up for it.
No, you don't need to do that. Just click outside of click like up on the gray area, and then now click on that little image, and then just hit the backspace or delete button. There
Okay,
you go.
perfect.
And then you can upload a thing here. So like over there, what's the call to action that you'd want somebody to take?
Well, I want it to be similar to that. Oops, that thing that I had about booking sessions.
Cool. Just go back over to Canva and type how to book in a free session. Right there. So double, yep, there you go. Perfect. And then if you want to readjust it, you can like grab that little left-hand side little bar that's right there and just slide it on over. And then now you've got that right there. You can put like your 5-second USP down at the bottom where it says brand new accessory line. Just click on that and put whatever you want. You know, put your content marketing on autopilot, whatever it might be.
Yeah, I like that. How do I change the colors?
Yep, you can change it just like
Okay.
that. There you go. Look at that. You got like an eye for design. I love it.
Marketing autopilot.
And then maybe at the bottom, put instead of order now, put book now.
I like that. Oops.
The reason I'm taking the time for all of us to see this is we do at a certain level need to understand how to do this kind of thing. So it's, self-promotion, how you do this. Now, I want to show you something kind of cool. On the left-hand side, all the way to the left, there's a nav bar, and one of the things says elements. Click on elements, and then in the search bar, put arrow. And then hit enter, or click on that. And now you can see any of those arrows that you might want. So like snag, you could put one like that, or you could put that curly Q one if you want a curly Q one, like whatever you want here. You can put it in here like the,
Okay, why is it going that way?
what are you looking for
I
it
want
to
to
do?
put it, or I guess I could put it down here.
Sure, you could. Sometimes it's fun to mess around with stuff. Grab that squiggly one. Now see that little thing at the bottom that's like a arrows going this way like this. Right there. So snag that, and you can make it go whichever direction you want. So it could be like book right up there. So try this just for the fun of it. Spin it so that it's kind of pointing up and to the right. A little bit, rotate back the other way to about right there. Put it at like 50 degrees. Maybe 30 or 40 degrees, a little bit farther. Sorry, negative 40.
Really?
Yeah, right there, like that. Now let go of it and then grab one of the corners, that top corner, and make it giant.
Like
And
that?
then now see where it says position at the top? Yeah, close out of that. See where it says position at the top?
Position.
Up in the nav bar at the top.
Oh, okay.
So click
Yeah,
on
you're
position
forward.
and go send back should be an option.
Send back.
Yeah, send just put backwards. You might have to click backwards a couple times. There you go. That did it. So not too far back. Now go forward. So you want it to be in front of so just like that. So something like that could be really, really simple. You're directing people's attention. You can move that all around. But to show you how easy this is.
Like that?
Sure. However you want, wherever your call to action is going to be, you're just, putting that in there. You can add more content if you wanted to, but watch how easy this is. See on the upper right-hand side where it says download?
The right-hand side.
On the nav bar at the top, all the way up. Yeah. Up a
Oh,
little
this
bit.
right
Yeah.
here? Yeah.
Yep. So just click download. You can change it to whatever file format you want and then click download. And then you're going to be able to go to LinkedIn and you're going to post it. It's really, really simple. So you see how it loaded in the bar at the bottom?
Yeah.
Now go to LinkedIn. You can X out of that.
Okay.
and then just go to LinkedIn.
Hold on, I've got this whole bar thing here. How do I get out of it? Oh, I'll just open up another one.
You guys know, if you've been on any of my trainings, what I like more than training is I like making money while training. So it's like we use this to actually do some activity too. So now, do you see where it says you can put a post there? You can click on that photo. So you see where that right under your picture there, it says photo. Sorry, up and to the right a little bit.
Oh, post, okay, photo.
Yeah, so click photo, drag your, you might be able to
Drag
drag
save.
it in there, or it's going to be how to book, whatever it might be. And it might be in downloads rather than pictures
Oh,
too.
you're right.
Yep, there you go. Click on that. Boom.
Okay.
Now you can add text if you want to. So you can edit your photo. You can click done, add alternate text. You can put content in there. And you might.
And I can upload my calendar link, right?
Yeah, click add alt text. And you can put content in here as well.
Okay.
Learn how to put your content marketing on autopilot, book a session now. Whatever you might want to put.
Oops. Do you mind if I go back and
Go
do
for
that
it.
later? Yeah. Because I really want to make sure everything's perfect before posting it.
Sure. The other thing you can do is, you see where it says start a post, click on above, like it'll let you start typing, I think, and then you can attach a photo to it as well.
What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, so this is where you can post something. So what would you want to say to people? Why should they book with you?
Well, I mean, you've got to focus on their pain points. Like, are you spending too much time on your content marketing when you could be doing something else? Or any type of pain points?
So what
do you need more traffic to your website? Do you need more customers? That type of
when they get on, and this is going to be applicable for 100% of salespeople. When they get on a call with you, especially your initial call, what are they going to walk away with?
Well, I hate to say it, but I haven't had a call yet.
Okay.
But I would hope that they would be more educated, a reason why they should use Content Bacon, that we're able to show them a way that it can make their lives easier and gain more customers.
Okay. So have you ever, if you've ever seen the movie Wolf on Wall Street, there's a moment where he's training people and he goes, sell me this pen. Right. And the first guy tries it and he goes, nope, takes it back. Sell me this pen. Sell me this pen. I'm sure there's a million great answers for it, but I can tell you how I sell pens. I'm not selling you this pen. I'm selling you the knowledge, the information, and the content behind this pen. You can buy this pen from anywhere, right? This is actually literally from like the Marriott or something. You get it for free. But if you buy this pen from me, I'm going to help you with insert your biggest pain point here. Okay, the pen doesn't matter. It's what they're going to get in their experience with that pen. So for you, Sandra, specifically, when people are looking at content and they're saying, I believe content is the right way to go, I'm not generating enough leads. Well, what's something that would entice somebody to want to spend time? Are you willing to do a quick analysis on their social media and on their posts and come prepared to talk with them about a strategy that they could implement?
I mean, I definitely want to get to that point.
What would it take to get to that point?
Well, I feel like I need to be, the way that Content Bacon is set up is that the first 10 calls, Wendy or Dave kind of take over and do the meeting. So that's where I'm hoping to learn a lot of things during that.
Well, how would you position and sell that?
Well, I would tell them, look, it may not be a fit, but we would love to explore the opportunity of possibly helping you ramp up your company through website as far as, okay, I'm like really, I had I was doing this a lot better last week.
This is why we do this, right? So anybody who's doing this, you need to have those next moments. It's like when your moment to shine comes,
Yeah, you
need to
better
be
be
able,
prepared.
you need to be able to shine, right? So
Right.
that's why it's perfect. You're in the exact right spot, right? This is exactly where you want to be. And your job is to improve. Okay. So what's 100% of Sandra look like? Holy cow. When somebody shows up in her world, it's like old school for me, but like Michael Jordan, like, you know, the basketball player, if it was coming down to the game winning shot, they're passing it to Michael because you know he's going to clinch the deal. You know it's going to happen. That's how I want you to feel. When you
Right.
get that opportunity, you're like, oh, you can't not have a meeting with me. So if I were in your shoes, that's kind of how I would pitch it. Is I would say, like let's say Michael's there. So Michael, you're probably aware that content marketing is king right now. Everybody wants to produce content. The more content there is, the better. What I found most of the time is that busy CEOs and founders don't necessarily have the time to invest in creating compelling content. So we as a company put content marketing on autopilot for you. We come in, we understand who you are, kind of your culture of who you are and everything that goes into it. And we create compelling content that drives marketing to you. I would love the opportunity to set up a 30-minute meeting with the founders of Content Bacon. They'll be on with you. They're going to do a quick analysis of what you've got going on in your world, and they'll give you some specific advice. If there's a fit to work together, it'll be abundantly clear on that call. Does it make sense for us to set up some time together?
Perfect.
Freaking better be, right? So that's where I think if you can get to that, and mind you, like this is very, very cursory. I don't know Content Bacon that well, but like you just speak to the pain points, right? It's a script. It's just a script that's just got to kind of come out of you. So what I'd encourage, and Sandra, I'll send you a copy of this. I'll email you the link to this video once it's done. You can go back to this. We're about 48 minutes in. So you can go back to this, about 45-minute mark and kind of digest this. You might type that all out in a post.
Yes.
And then say, book session here, right? Bright pink and yellow. Actually, those colors work really well with Content Bacon, actually.
They do. Yeah.
So that's what I'd encourage you to do. Kind of go back, and I'll try to get this to you later today so that you can actually put this post up even this evening.
And I realized something too in talking to you. It's something maybe I should do every day, every morning, is I have a ton of notes from my training. I tend to forget it if I don't look at it. So I'm just going to look at it every day. That way, everything is fresh in my mind and it's easy to kind of rattle things off. Because I think when you get in the habit of just doing other things, you tend to forget it. You just have to keep doing it every day. So it's like second nature.
That's exactly right. Another little secret tip here is if you share your screen a little bit longer, the place where you can go, there's another unique opportunity to connect with people is on the recently viewed. So like you can see where it says who viewed your profile. If you click on that 157 on the left-hand side, right under your all the way.
Yeah.
If you click on that, this will show you, it's a little bit freaky, but it shows you who has been looking at your profile.
Yeah, I go to that a lot.
Yeah. So this is a great place, anywhere where it says message, that's a first degree connection that you're able to send a direct message to. So if you haven't done a Loom video to them, this is a great place. They're looking at your profile, right? You don't have to be so obvious, like, hey, I saw you were looking at my profile, let's connect. But it's just like it might ring a bell for them. And that's what you're looking for. So good place to kind of find some folks to connect with.
Yeah, that's good. Good tips.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Sandra.
You're welcome. Oh, and I wanted to tell you, I took your advice on the Starbucks gift card. I had 2 people give me leads and I sent my first gift card. She gave me 3 leads. So I got her a $25 gift card and a thank you note. So I'm sending that out today.
You are, so givers typically also receive, right? We talked about that last week. when you intentionally set up a referral, truly a referral based business, not just happenstance word of mouth, but a referral based business, it's the easiest business to close. They come to you with all, it's like, oh, so definition of referral. My favorite definition of a referral is sending somebody you care about to somebody you trust. Sending somebody you care about to somebody you trust. It doesn't hold true in all circumstances, but for the most part, that's a pretty accurate statement. And so when you connect, so let's say I referred Michael to you. In your initial email outreach, you might say, Joe, thanks so much for the referral. My favorite definition of a referral is sending somebody you care about to somebody you trust. I appreciate and take your trust seriously. Michael, I can't wait to meet you in the near future. Please schedule some time here on my calendar and we can blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That lends itself not to just like happenstance when it happens, referrals come in. That is intentionality behind that. Then you follow that up and reinforce that activity with a Starbucks gift card or whatever gift card it might be. And the dollar amount is less important. It's the act that is important. So
Right.
keep it at $5 or $5 per referral. She sends you 3, great. That's $15, not 25, $15, right? So you want to be consistent in the delivery of that. That's how you create that Pavlovian response of, oh, I want Starbucks. I'll send Sandra a referral.
Yeah, I was thinking about your story about that.
It's amazing how effective it works. And then again, when you're intentional with it and consistent with it, you can then make it happen by sending people gift cards in advance and just say, I just so appreciate all of the support you've had in my business this year. Just wanted to say a quick thanks. Enjoy a coffee on me. And then they're going to go,
Perfect.
I need to refer Sandra. That's what they're going to do.
Yes.
So you are also the other thing that plays really well in your favor. And forgive me for kind of overindulging this, but I studied the psychology of referrals for like a decade. It was all I taught for a very long time. The other piece that happens is you are a very referable, or you like to send referrals to people. You're very active in that, very naturally doing that. That creates a relationship of reciprocity. I used to actually track this with my clients. It was not just referrals received, but referrals given. And it could be a referral to anything. It could be a recommendation for a movie that you love. It could be a restaurant that you just tried out. It could be anything. Actively referring other people. It's like the universe responds and says, now I need to give you referrals. So it's really amazing how that works.
Yeah. And it's funny because that networking event that I went to last week was really fabulous. But I won a $25 Starbucks gift card. So that's what I'm getting.
Shocker. Oh, that's shocking. Right?
Yeah. So yeah, it
Good.
turned out to be really good.
You're doing the work, you're plugged in. That's great. That's perfect. Keep it up. Michael, what are the questions you got, man? What company are you working with? Forgive me.
So right now, I'm currently running my own business in wholesale real estate. So that's kind of why I'm transitioning over to kind of like the sales side, especially the products that Moving Hub offers. So I feel like I'm already in that realm. So especially for property managers, I'm already thinking about like different people I can reach out to. So that's kind of where I'm at with it right now. So
I don't mean to be like too simplistic on this, but you've got the easiest freaking sales job on planet Earth. Like if you will just apply yourself, Moving Hub has such an incredible platform in what they're doing. Every sales call should end in them taking some kind of action, whether it's the paid platform or the free demo or whatever it might be. It's ridiculous for them not to engage with that. So talk to me about when you're talking to people, when you're calling them, when you're connecting with them, what's your pitch sound like? What's your process sound like?
So my pitch is kind of, I'm kind of selling them a specific type of, what's the word I'm looking for? I kind of sell them, I try to be a problem solver, especially in wholesale real estate. Multiple people call people whenever they see like an abandoned house, or they call the owner a lot. There's over 50 to 100 people calling that same person. So it's about me standing out to that person. So I kind of have a connection in other contractors, people that do construction. So I just try to be a problem solver. If you're going through a divorce, I can get your home so quickly. Even if you have a tax lien, I kind of have experience in all of that. So when I do reach out to people, I just try to make sure that I build a rapport with them and solve a problem. So that way they're willing to work with me given their circumstance.
Right.
A little bit of day to day is I run ads on Facebook, so I get leads that way. And so it's important to me to get those leads taken care of and build rapport, so that way they send me other leads as well. So it's kind of a business. It's kind of a word of mouth business. So it's just day to day calling prospects, working with them, and just trying to get them under contract so I can close the deal for them in a fast manner. So that's kind of
What
like
is
my day.
Moving Hub about? What's the service?
Let me before we get there, are you open for a little bit of coaching, Michael?
Yes, I am definitely open up for coaching. Yes.
The reason I ask is, like, sometimes if a surgeon were just to walk in the room and start cutting people open, it would be painful.
Mhm. Of course.
Anesthetize first, right? The anesthesiologist comes in and gives you whatever the drugs are to, like, numb the area. Then the surgeon can come in and slice.
Yeah.
Then they come back in and they sew you back up, right? So
Mhm.
I'm cognizant when coaching somebody, I need to make sure that you're open for that coaching. So consider that the anesthesia.
Okay.
Now I've got some direct words for you. So it sounds like you're working with Moving Hub. You're doing some real estate transactions. You're doing some Facebook advertising. What else?
I go through a company called List Source to get kind of a bulk list of leads. So it's all about lead generation with my business. Instagram, LinkedIn. There's just a long list of different channels that I get leads from.
So here's going to be my direct advice and input to you.
Okay.
Get laser focused.
Of course.
I found the more businesses I owned at the same time, the less successful I was.
Of course. And I'm transitioning to working a different job. Like COVID it slowed a lot of things down. So
like
that's
the whole world.
yeah. So that's I'm not necessarily focused on my business. That's just my background.
Right.
But I'm making the transition to work for Moving Hub or MetaGrowth full time. Yeah.
Moving Hub is a phenomenal opportunity for you, given your background.
Mhm.
I think one of the things that you want to answer for yourself is, what's the gift that I bring to the world? Where's my laser focus going? I mean, like a laser beam, not even like a sniper rifle, let alone a shotgun, like a laser beam, freaking laser beam, right? Like that's where you want to be. So when somebody says, hey, tell me about what you do, you are like, they are crystal clear. Part of what I would, and I've thought a lot about this with Moving Hub specifically, because realtors, what keeps a realtor up late at night? I'll ask that question, because that's your demographic, right? You're pitching to real estate agents. So, and Sandra, I'll get to your, we'll in a roundabout way get to the answer to that. But what keeps them up at night?
I would say clients, closing the deal, making sure they get everything that they need to their clients to close the deal.
Absolutely. So, and I would actually say more specifically, because real estate, candidly, just between us, us three, is a fairly simple and very, very easy business. And I can say that because I grew up in the business, right? My dad was a lender for 50 years before he retired. It's where I started my career at 24. I guess I was 24 years old. In my first 6 months of real estate, I closed $6 million worth of real estate. I mean, it was really fast, really heavy. When I started out in loans, I closed $2.25 million worth of loans in the first 2.5 weeks of cold calling. Like, some of it is just a knack. Some of it I just like working with people. But the truth is, real estate is pretty easy. What's really hard is being the guy or the gal that people go to.
Yeah.
Getting your next deal is what keeps real estate agents up at night.
Got you.
right? Did I cross all the T's? Did I dot all the I's? Yes, that's super, super critical. It's really important. But they're basically overpaid Uber drivers, right? I'm going to
Yeah.
put you in my car. I'm going to drive you around, show you a bunch of properties. I'm going to navigate some fairly templated contracts. You know, I'm going to make sure everything gets done. So that's not hard. The actual work of real estate is not hard. Successful real estate agents are really good at marketing. They get
Yeah.
great listings. They turn those listings into powerhouse marketing. They don't hold open houses to sell homes. They'll hold open houses so they can get buyers. It's just the way it works. So I think that's one of the things that you want to think through. Now, here's the gift that you get to give real estate agents. And this is exactly how I'd say it. If you were a real estate agent, I'd say, Michael, one of the things that is a passion of mine is not just to like suck the marrow out of the bones. I want to clean the fish off. All the meat is taken care of. I'm going to break the bones apart. I'm going to suck the marrow out. And then I'm going to make fish hooks out of the bones. Like that's my goal for the real estate agents that I work with is I want to help you get every ounce of value that you can from every single transaction. Now at Moving Hub, one of the ways that we specifically do that is we allow you to actually earn income by the things that are naturally happening as a course of action. When you have a new buyer who moves into a home, they're going to need to switch their television provider, their internet provider, their phone service, all their mail services. All of those things actually have transactional costs. And I don't know if you knew this, but that's the fish hooks. I'm going to help you turn that into revenue for you. We have a platform that does this for you. It's really, really easy to get started. As a matter of fact, there's even a free demo you can get paid just by turning your clients into that. Does it make sense to set up 30 minutes to show you how this works?
Oh yeah, that's
Really, really simple. Moving Hub simply, Sandra, is like it connects real estate agents with all these through their platform. They can actually monetize when like each of those contracts has a real value. Moving Hub has negotiated that so that the real estate agent can actually earn a percentage of that when they have clients come through. If
great
they're
idea.
on a platform, they earn even more. If they're on their free platform, they can still earn money from it. So Michael's going to be best served when people sign up and pay for it because then he's going to get commissions sooner. But that's kind of the bottom line. That's what I'd be looking at if I were you, Michael, getting really laser focused on Moving Hub is go take that conversation en masse. Realtors are the easiest people to connect with. As a matter of fact, that person that I was telling you about earlier who was not making a whole lot of money, then started making a lot of money, was she was selling to real estate brokers. So yours is going to be even easier. And you got to go in mass to market and go to the 1 million+ real estate agents that are out there. Bring that message 100 times a day, 100 times a day, 100. You're never going to run out of leads, right? You're never going to do it. So your job is to do that. Then, because it's not a exclusively competitive product, meaning a realtor is not going to detriment themselves by referring you to another realtor, but they're going to benefit by it. So you can say, hey, by the way, Joe, thanks for joining the platform. Is there anyone else that you can think of who would benefit from this kind of service? Who would also like to create fish hooks out of the bones after sucking all the marrow out? You know what I'm saying? Like go with that analogy or something like that. And I think that will serve you really, really well.
I don't see anybody forgetting that. That's going to stick in their heads, the bone marrow guy.
Really, it's like, I'm not interested in just cleaning the meat off the bones.
You're like breaking it down.
And then I'm gonna make fish hooks out of the bones. Like it becomes a new tool. So, and that's really what Moving Hub allows a realtor to do, is to extract all the value they can from that relationship. And they're leaving money on the table right now by not being part of your platform.
Okay. That works.
Yeah, and you can source them like on LinkedIn for sure. You can do searches on real estate agents. I mean, you could literally, there's a million ways to do this. There's I'm blanking on the name. There was a tool that we used to use that would basically harvest phone numbers. I'm AirCall or something like that. I can't remember how much it is per month, but like you can literally comb the internet. You can say Denver real estate. It'll pop up that list, and then every number that's associated with it, you can click a button and it'll add it to your queue. Like literally phone numbers just added to the queue. You can just call. I mean, it's crazy how powerful it was. I think it's called AirCall. I have no idea how expensive it was. I wasn't using it enough to even pay attention to, but That could be a tool. The other thing that you can do if you're sourcing for leads. So one of the questions you had earlier is like, what does this look like to succeed? 2 hours a day of hardcore prospecting.
Of course.
I'll show you what I would do if I were you specifically. And Sandra, this will probably play into what you're doing as well. But I would go on to, I'd type, what city do you live in?
I live in Austin.
Austin.
Yeah.
I'd type in Austin, Texas realtor. Usually Yelp will come up pretty high. And it may or may not here. You've got realtor.com. You've got a ton of these, Austin real estate, like tons and tons and tons. Zillow is a great source for you. myagentfinder.com, that's a good one too. So like you could literally just type that in and you're going to have access to a gazillion. There's Google screened real estate agent nearby, more reels. Let's click this and see where it goes. It's like, how many is this going to be? I don't know. I can scroll until nighttime, right? And realtors are notorious for having their, I mean, look at this, just like phone number after phone number, gosh, I mean, I literally just click on this. Make a call. Oh, air call. That's because I used to use that. Make call from air call, right? Or however you want to do it. Like, make your life simple. Remove the thought process from it. Just click, click and talk, click and talk, click and talk. I mean, their freaking phone numbers are on here for you. Like, there's no excuse, man. Like, get on and dial like hardcore. Are you using? Do you guys use HubSpot, or where do you store this in the CRM?
I use HubSpot, but I have problems getting phone numbers. That's what I'm running across lately. And I even made calls this morning and people are like, oh, they're working remotely. Just send them an email. And I guess I just need to set aside some time and just really research it.
You can't, there's other tools. So like for Michael, it's fairly easy because every realtor like needs to have their phone number out there. They're very, very easy to connect with. You will face a lot of rejection. The moment they feel like you're selling them something is going to be the moment they want to hang up. They're going to try to extract themselves from the call. Your job as a salesperson is to engage. So Sandra, for you, where it's maybe perhaps more difficult to source that, there is a tool. It's fairly expensive from my perspective. It's called Seamless.ai. It's a Chrome. I mean, it's a lot of things, but a Chrome plugin. And I want to say it's like $115 a month. So it's from my perspective, a fairly significant investment. But what it does, and the thing that really influenced me on this, we used to use this exclusively at Metagrowth for our salespeople. But what sold me was I looked up one of our most private stakeholders. Like he's very, very private. Like you don't find him on LinkedIn, you don't find him on Facebook or anywhere. And I put his name in and it gave me his cell phone number. And I verified that it was. And I was like, holy crap, I don't know where they're getting this data. They might have like a free trial that might be worth checking out if they've got a free trial. But again, kind of the steep cost. But if you're looking at sourcing phone numbers for people who are hard to get, that's one source that can be very, very effective for it.
Okay.
The other thing is on LinkedIn. So if you're doing a lot of the work on LinkedIn, you can go to LinkedIn and there's a difference between a connection and a contact. And I'll share my screen here again just to kind of walk through it together. It's been a while since I did this, but if I go to, I think it's under my network, and then I go to contact. So you can see I have 9,459 connections, but I've got 2,400 contacts. And if I click on contacts, it's going to show me a little bit more information. So like if I look at this guy, you can see his emails in here. Doesn't look like I've got his phone number, but you can, where is this at? I have to show, I have to figure this out and show it to you because there's I might have to do a little bit of research. I forget how to do this now. There is a way to download your contacts into an Excel spreadsheet and you can see all the people that you have phone numbers for. And I cannot remember how to do that. I think I might have to do a training next week on this if you remind me.
Wait, say that again. Because
You can download your contacts.
I know how to do connections. It's under settings.
Oh, here you go. I'm sorry. It's a
Yeah,
really
export
obvious button that-
contacts. Yeah.
export contacts. So when you click on that and you tell it what you want it to do, and I think it's up at the top. You do this.
So wait, what's the difference between connections and contacts?
I think it's the contact data that's in there. So
Oh,
if
okay.
yeah, so if you click that, it will actually show you like an Excel spreadsheet. It'll download as an Excel spreadsheet, and it will give you everybody that has phone numbers. I have found when I've done this previously, about half of them have a phone number,
Mhm.
which to me is a massive. I mean, that's 1,200 people in my case. You know that could be. So that's another place for you to source some contact info or phone numbers for.
Yeah, I have been using them. If I go into connections, if they have their email address and phone number, I've been putting that in there. So, but I'll check
Yeah.
out the other one, Seamless AI.
Yeah, I mean, if they've got a free trial, it's probably worth checking out. It's a little scary how much data they can find, but we kind of live in that world where our data is. We all just click accept, like we don't read the terms and conditions. So
Right.
good. What other questions you guys have for today?
I think I'm good for now. Give me some stuff to work on.
Good. You know, Brinks does not have a program where you just make the phone call and they deliver the shipload of cash, right? Work goes on to the front end of that, but I'm telling you, it's like ordering a truck from Brinks. If you will get in and do the work, if you will show up and give 100% of who you are, you will make the world move. I believe in you guys. You guys can do this.
Of course.
All right. Get in there, get it done.
Okay. I appreciate
So,
All right. Thanks, guys.
Alrighty.
Bye.
you're gonna send us a video copy, right?
I'll as soon as this is
Lots of
done.
great
Yeah, it takes a little time to spool